Welcome to the 102nd commencement of Georgia State University. Please welcome the fall class of 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Georgia State University Faculty Procession. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the platform party. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem, performed today by Melissa Joseph of the Georgia State University School of Music.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets clear, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
You may be seated at this time. Please welcome the President of Georgia State University, Dr. Mark Becker.
Well, good afternoon, and welcome to our 102nd Georgia State University commencement. How about that, 102? Now, to the graduates, a university commencement is one of the most meaningful events in which anyone can participate. I know all of you are feeling exhilarated and proud, and the entire Georgia State family is equally proud of you. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the members of the platform party. Will the following please stand? The officers of the university, the university's deans, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost Risa Palm, Deepak Raghuvaran, Chair of the Georgia State University Foundation Board, Andrew Weiss, President of the Georgia State University Alumni Association Board, and Fortunan Zarike, President of the Student Government Association and today's Mace Bearer. Now please collectively welcome all of them to your commencement. Well, to graduate great students, we depend upon an outstanding faculty. And with us today are faculty members and emeriti faculty representing our community of scholars at the university. Will faculty members and emeriti please stand to receive our recognition? We thank you for your support of these great students. A number of our graduates today have served our country in the armed forces, or soon will. Would they please stand? They're student veterans, so we may recognize them and thank you for your service to this country. Thank you. At this time, it is my distinct privilege to introduce your commencement speaker. A native Georgian, Henry Hank Huckaby was selected in May 2011 by the Board of Regents as the university system's 12th Chancellor. Chancellor Huckaby emphasizes partnerships and performance as he works to build stronger public higher education in Georgia. He oversees 29 public colleges and universities with an annual budget of more than $8 billion, more than 47,000 faculty and staff, and 318,000 students. Chancellor Huckaby earned his associate's degree at Young Harris College and his undergraduate and master's degrees from right here at Georgia State University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your commencement speaker, the Chancellor of the University System Board of Regents, Hank Huckaby.
Thank you, President Becker, and thank you for your invitation to be today's speaker. I must admit that I'm a little nervous. I make over 100 speeches and presentations a year. But this one is different because it is your day, students, but it's also, if you don't mind, my day as well. I entered then Georgia State College in September of 1963. I graduated in August of 1965. I not only received an excellent education here, but they afforded me the opportunity as well to be an employee so I could afford to go to school. And I still remember those days. Whenever I have a chance to revisit Sparks Hall, I always make sure I walk down the hallway that has room 241, because that's where I sat as an admissions clerk. And it was a busy corridor too, so we visited with a lot of students and faculty going by. At that time, it was certainly a different Georgia State. We had a total enrollment when I graduated of about 7,400, and preponderance of those were night school students. In fact, when I graduated in August of 1965 with my undergraduate degree, we did not have an assembly of anything like this. There were 161 graduates in my class. There were a total of 320 graduates that whole academic year. We obviously have some in the audience who aren't Georgia State graduates. If they were, they would have better manners. I hope you'll join me because I'm old and fragile, but I can take it, and we will proceed. When I look out across this group of folks today, I wish you could see the picture that I see. Not only the large number of graduates, but faculty, family, and friends here to support you. For a frame of reference, last spring, under the consolidated Georgia State University, there were 52,000 students enrolled. And this year alone, calendar year, Georgia State University will graduate more than 10,000 students. So it is indeed a great day, a historic day for this institution, and it's a historic day for me because my career, both educationally and professionally, began here. From 1967 to 71, I was Assistant Dean of Admissions, and from there, my path went in many different directions. So it's particularly poignant for me to end my career back at this outstanding university. This event today is my last official act as Chancellor. Thank you. It's been a long journey, but a wonderful journey. And to have ended up in 2011 to be appointed Chancellor of the University System of Georgia was something I'm sure I never crossed my mind, never contemplated anything like that. Quite frankly, I'd just been elected to the Georgia legislature and thought that was a pretty good feat to go out with an electoral election. But here we are. During my time as Chancellor, we've thought very hard to make changes, dramatic changes, solely for the purpose of doing a better job to serve the students and citizens of this state. And we've worked very hard to continue implementing the motto, the theme, the mantra of the university system of Georgia, that our goal is to create a more educated Georgia. And I think we're doing that. We haven't done enough, but we'll continue to do what we're required to do. I just want to share a few thoughts very quickly. Some of this from my own experience in my own life that I've come to think about. What is the benefit? What are the benefits of higher education? But more importantly, what are the responsibilities and requirements of one when they do have a college education, and particularly from an excellent institution like Georgia State University? I'm reminded of a report by Benjamin Franklin. It's in his official papers. He describes a meeting he attended in 1744 in which the leaders of the Virginia colony offered 6 tribes in attendance to send 6 of their youth to study at the College of William and Mary. They declined the offer. And I quote the explanation that Benjamin Franklin gives. Several of our young people were formerly brought up in the colleges of the northern provinces. They were instructed in all your sciences, but when they came back to us, they were bad runners, ignorant of every means of living in the woods, unable to bear either cold or hunger, knew neither how to build a cabin, take a deer, or kill an enemy, spoke our language imperfectly, were therefore neither fit for hunters, warriors, of counselors. They concluded, therefore, they were totally good for nothing. We hope and we know that the education that we offer throughout the university system of Georgia, but especially at my alma mater, Georgia State University, that is not the case. We know that we have and should continue to support 3 imperatives of someone with a college education. First, there's always the economic imperative, preparing a workforce. And as a parent of 2 young people who graduated from college, getting that first job is darn important. To that end, shortly after I became Chancellor in 2011, the state of Georgia, the Board of Regents, and the Technical College System of Georgia decided that we were going to work harder to prepare a quality workforce for the future. And this commitment was predicated on the studies that were done at Georgetown University, in which the research showed that if the United States, or any state within the United States, were going to be economically competitive, particularly around the world, we had to improve the quantity and quality of our workforce. You see, at one time, 30 years ago, the United States ranked #1 in the world in terms of its quality workforce and their preparation. At the time the Georgetown study was released, it told us that the United States had slipped to #15, and we were in peril of losing that because there were countries below us who were moving fast. So standing still, preserving the status quo, was not really an option. The study also showed that to reach that goal of remaining competitive economically throughout the world, that we had to increase the percentage of our workforce who held either a credential, being qualified for a particular job or profession, associate's degree or an undergraduate degree, from the 42% level, which it is now, to about 60%, which is a gargantuan challenge. And we had to do it in 10 years. We joined the Complete College America effort, designed our own program, which we call, obviously, Complete College Georgia. And we've begun to make progress. And I tell you, there's no institution in our system that is making more progress, has made more progress in producing graduates like you than Georgia State University. In fact, over the last 4 years, our rate of graduation has increased by 14%, and we're continuing to move to the goal of 60%. But there is so much more to this enterprise we label higher education. In my judgment, there's a social and political imperative as well. My longtime college professor, mentor, boss, and dear friend, former Governor Zell Miller, observed in a 1998 speech at the American International University in London. He said, higher education is more than the mere accumulation of information. The business of higher education is knowledge, and unlike information, knowledge cannot be poured into your mind like an Earl Grey tea into an English teacup. Knowledge is not a destination, it is a process. More directly in regard to the economic imperative, he said this: what your future employers will value most in you is not the facts and data you have memorized, but a questing and inquisitive mind that is skilled in decision-making and problem-solving, a mind that looks at the same things everybody else sees, but finds something more, a mind that is not only comfortable with change, but anticipates it and even seeks it out, a mind that forms the foundation for lifelong intellectual inquiry that will serve you well, not only as a job skill, but also in giving meaning and direction and richness to your life. I think there are at least two more imperatives that higher education seeks to fill. One, there's a social or societal imperative. Research shows that from a social, societal perspective, higher education instills in individuals a sense of community and responsibility that translates into behaviors that strengthen society. Higher education can and should inspire you to be adaptable, defend and challenge ideas, learn how to work with people not like you, acknowledge and accept that you are not the center of the world. Let me repeat that last one. Acknowledge and accept that you are not the center of the world. And there are statistically measurable behaviors for those with a college degree. We find that graduates are healthier, they're more employable, they have lower levels of criminal behavior, they volunteer more, they are leaders in their community. And the third one I label as political. The imperative here in the governance and political realm of our society, education brings a balanced perspective to who we are and to our role in the larger society. 5 years ago, I had the privilege of hearing Condoleezza Rice proclaim that without education, we lose who we are. We lose what holds this nation together, because education is the transformational act that takes us from where we were to where we can go. Her words and sentiments are strikingly reflective of an observation voiced by Thomas Jefferson more than 200 years ago, and I quote, he said, "I know no safe depository of the ultimate power of society but the people themselves. And if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise control with a wholesome discretion, the remedy is not to take it from them, but to inform their discretion by education." Your participation in this ceremony gives evidence of your successful navigation through the academy. You have completed the course. Now the hard, lifelong work begins. The expectations of today's college graduates have never been greater. We not only expect a lot from you, we need a lot from you. You're inheriting a nation and a world that is more complex, less tolerant, and more dangerous than ever. I must confess that my generation has made a real mess of things. Don't rub it in. But I do not despair. I am confident you are up to the task. You have been taught and mentored by an excellent faculty who are supported by a superior and visionary administrative staff. But have no illusions. It will not be easy. Every effort, every idea will not be fruitful. But I urge you, persevere. Find courage in the words of Confucius, who said, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." You can do it. You're a graduate of Georgia State University. Answer the call for service and commitment. Be motivated, as I close, by the words of an late 20th century and early 21st century philosopher. You know him as Larry the Cable Guy. And his admonition, his advice is, get her done. Thank you. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Chancellor Huckaby, for those very personal, heartfelt, and inspiring words. We're honored you were able to join us today. At this time, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Darrell Holloman, will present the Nell Hamilton Trotter Student Leadership Award. Dean Hamilton.
The Nell Hamilton Trotter Student Leadership Award is the institution's highest student leadership honor. Named for Georgia State's first Dean of Women, it recognizes a student who has enjoyed academic success while playing a significant role in campus leadership. This fall's recipient is Chloe Palmer. A native of Lawrenceville, Georgia, Chloe had a commitment to service and mentorship at Georgia State. Some of the many organizations Chloe has volunteered with include the university's freshman learning communities, the Panther Leap Leadership Development Program, and Panther Leadership Academy. Chloe was the publicity chair for College Girls Rock Incorporated, the vice president of the Black Sophomore Society, and public relations director for Sapphire Society. She has also served multiple roles with the Quiet Storm Steppers and mentorship program. She is a member of the Honors Student Organization, Robeson Women in Business, and Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Earlier this year, she was inducted into the Collegiate 100 of Atlanta. Throughout her college career, Chloe maintained an outstanding academic record. She is planning to obtain a master's degree in professional accountancy from Georgia State. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our Nell Hamilton Trotter Leadership Award honoree, Chloe Palmer.
Provost Risa Palm will now present the Kell Awards and recognize the class gift contributors. Provost Palm.
The Kell Award is given to the senior who has achieved the highest scholastic average. Today we will recognize Kell Award recipients from summer and fall semester. The summer semester Kell Award recipient is Tabitha Meadows. Tabitha Meadows earned a bachelor's degree in exercise science in August and is now a certified exercise physiologist with the American College of Sports Medicine. During her time at Georgia State, Tabitha was a member of Alpha Lambda Delta and the National Society of Collegiate Scholars. She also did internships and extensive volunteer work at the Shepherd Center and Grady Memorial Hospital. She now attends Augusta University, where she is pursuing a master's degree in occupational therapy. Please join me in congratulating Kell Award honoree Tabitha Meadows. Our fall semester Kell Award honoree is Ethan Lamb. Ethan Lamb came to the United States from Vietnam 8 years ago to pursue the American dream and is the first member of his family to graduate from college. During his time at Georgia State, Ethan maintained the Zell Miller Scholarship and made the President's List every semester. A member of the American Hotel and Lodging Association and the Beta Gamma Sigma International Society, Ethan plans to become a flight attendant and immerse himself in global cultures. He eventually wants to obtain a master's degree in global hospitality management from Georgia State University. Please join me in congratulating Kell Award honoree Ethan Lamb. Many of you receiving your degrees today have chosen to continue your influence on Georgia State through your class gift. As an indication of this gift, you are wearing a blue tassel. Please stand as we thank you for your generosity.
As you can see, some graduates are wearing a gold cord on their gowns. This is a designation for baccalaureate students who have excelled in their studies and who are graduating with honors. Will the honors students wearing gold cords please rise so we can recognize you? Thank you. You may be seated. Now's the moment you've waited for. This is what it makes it all official. I call on Provost Palm to present the candidates for the various degrees.
Will all candidates for all degrees please rise? Mr. President, upon authority of the faculties and deans of the various colleges of the university, I have the honor to present to you these degree candidates. Each academic dean has certified that these candidates who stand before me and others who are not present have completed all requirements for degrees outlined by the university, the Board of Regents, and by the laws of the state of Georgia. The candidates are now ready for the conferral of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I hereby confer upon you and each of you the degree described in the official records of these commencement proceedings, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. To symbolize the completion of your degree, will each bachelor's graduate please move your tassel from the right to the left. On behalf of the faculty and administration of Georgia State University, I extend our most sincere congratulations. Please give it up for these graduates. If you would please be seated, Provost Palm will present the colleges for recognition.
Will the associate's degree candidates from Perimeter College please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the bachelor's degree candidates from the Andrew Young School of Policy Studies please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the bachelor's degree candidates from the Burdine F. Lewis School of Nursing and Health Professions please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the bachelor's degree candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the bachelor's degree candidates from the College of Education and Human Development please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the bachelor's degree candidates from the J. Mac Robinson College of Business please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Now, will the bachelor's degree candidates who are also part of the Honors College please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the master's degree candidates from the Andrew Young School of Policy Studies please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the master's degree candidates from the Burdine F. Lewis School of Nursing and Health Professions please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the master's degree candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the master's degree candidates from the College of Education and Human Development please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the master's degree candidates from the J. Mac Robinson College of Business please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the master's degree candidates from the School of Public Health please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the specialist in education degree candidates please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the Doctor of Physical Therapy degree candidates please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Will the Executive Doctorate in Business degree candidates please stand to be recognized? Thank you and congratulations to all of our graduates.
Graduates, today you join the ranks of more than 200,000 successful Georgia State alumni. We are proud of their accomplishments and we look forward to your future achievements as well. During your time at Georgia State, you've excelled in the classroom, you've been part of a great university in the heart of an exciting city. You have a tremendous amount to be proud of, but I think we all know you had help along the way. So now, it's important that we take a moment to recognize some very special people in attendance today. Will the parents of these graduates please rise so we can thank you for your support and encouragement that made this day possible. Thank you. Now, will the spouses and partners of the graduate please stand for our thanks? Now, at Georgia State, we have students of every age, from every walk of life, so let's thank the children and the grandchildren to these graduates. Will they please rise? Finally, will the grandparents, great-grandparents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, in-laws, cousins, and friends, and anyone else who supported these students. Thank all of you for being here today to support this amazing group of graduates. And for everyone, commencement requires a great deal of time and effort. I want to extend my appreciation to the Commencement Council, members of the University Senate Commencement Committee, the University Registrar's Office, the School of Music, our Information Systems and Technology Division, the Atlanta Pipe Band, the staff, alumni, and student volunteers, university police and facilities staff, and the university and faculty marshals. All of you made this day possible. Please, let's thank them all. Now, for all of you that the students recognize, this is your last chance to show them how proud you are of them. So let's hear it. Let's give it up as loudly as you can for these graduates. That's terrific. Thank you so much. I think they're excited for you. Well, in closing, I extend my personal congratulations and best wishes to all of our graduates. May you achieve success and happiness in your endeavors. Please return often and keep Georgia State a part of your life. We are proud of you, and you should graduate knowing the entire Georgia State community is and always will be working tirelessly to increase the value of your degree by striving for the highest levels of excellence in education, research, scholarship, and academic outreach. Congratulations and Godspeed.
At this time, Rod Hines from the Georgia State School of Music will lead us in singing the Alma Mater, which is printed on the last page of your program. Please rise and remain standing until the platform party recessional is complete.
No Thank you.